The smallest favor. Arthur the ant was very kind. He always helped the other ants with their work. The ants were building a new nest for their queen. Arthur was working very hard. His work made him thirsty, so he went to the river for a drink. He took a jug to get water for his friends too. When Arthur arrived at the river, he saw a problem. The water at the edge was too shallow to fill the jug. So Arthur carefully stepped into the water.
"What are you doing, little ant?"
asked a dove in the tree.
"I'm trying to fill my jug with water,"
Arthur replied.
"Well, be careful,"
the dove said. Arthur walked slowly into the water. He walked deeper and deeper and deeper. Finally, the water was deep enough to fill the jug. The jug was almost full. Arthur reached down to lift the jug, but it slipped. The water carried the jug away. Arthur reached for the jug, but then he slipped. Now Arthur and the jug were floating away.
"Help me!"
Arthur cried, but none of the ants could hear him. The dove looked down and saw Arthur in the river. So the dove pulled off a leaf and threw it down.
"Little ant, climb onto this leaf,"
she called. Arthur climbed on the leaf and lifted his jug with him. He paddled to the bank, got off, and waved to the dove.
"Thank you, Miss Dove,"
he called.
"You're welcome, little ant,"
she said. Arthur told his friends about the water and the dove. They were glad he was safe. And they said he was very brave to have escaped the river. Thus, Arthur became the colony water ant. One day, Arthur was filling the jug when he saw a man. The man was very big and he looked scary. He had a bag with feathers on it and a big gun. He was standing by the dove's tree, staring at the sky.
"Oh no,"
Arthur said quietly.
"He is a bird hunter. I must help Miss Dove."
The man went behind a bush to hide. Just then, the dove flew over the tree. Arthur knew he had to hurry, so he quickly climbed up the man's foot and bit him hard. The man began to jump in pain, shouting, "Ow! Ow! Ow!" His noise and jumping scared the dove.
"Fly away, Miss Dove! He's a hunter!"
Arthur yelled. The dove understood and flew away.
"Thank you, little ant,"
She called.
"You're welcome,"
Arthur said.
"You helped me. Now I help you."
Arthur picked up his jug and walked home. The City of Babel.
After the flood, Noah's sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth, had many children, and their children had many children. Because so many children were being born, the land was becoming crowded. So the people began to move east. They believed that east was better than west, because that was where the sun came up every morning. Noah's great-grandson Nimrod led a large group of people to the east, and they began to build the city of Babel. It was very easy to communicate with each other because they all spoke the same language. The land that Nimrod and the others went to was perfect for building a great city because they had plenty of materials for making bricks. they worked very hard at building their city. In a very short period of time, the city became large. The people became rich and successful. The people of Babel began to believe that they were very great, but the people wanted to have an even greater city. With a greater city, they would become even more famous and powerful. Soon, they would be so powerful that no one, not even God, could stop them.
Let us build a great tower that reaches high up towards heaven. This tower will make us very famous. People from all over the world will come to our city.
So they began to construct this great tower. But God did not approve of what these people were doing. God knew that the people of Babel were becoming too proud, so he decided to stop them.
I will go down and stop these proud people. It is easy for them to work together because they all speak the same language. But I will give them many languages.
The people were out working on their tower, speaking to each other and understanding each other without any problems. But suddenly, God confused their language.
What is everyone talking about? I don't understand anything.
After this, the people could no longer work together to build their great city because they could not understand each other. So they stopped building the tower. People started to gather together with others that could speak their language.
This is no longer a great city, and we can no longer live here. We all speak the same language, so let us go off together and find our own city. In a new city, we can live together and prosper.
So groups of people who could speak the same language began to leave the city of Babel. They wandered far away and settled in new cities all over the world. Some people moved east, some west, some north, and some south. Soon there were people all over the world. But in every part of the world, people spoke different languages. From that time on, the city became known as the city in which God confused the language of the people. This is why we call it the city of Babel. In English, Babel means speech that no one can understand.
The Bear and the Two Travelers.
Tom and John were hiking in a forest. The two men were very close friends.
We have been friends for many years, John.
Yes, we have, Tom, since we were children.
Tom was lucky because he found gold on his farm. He became rich, but John was still very poor. Tom's family lived in a mansion, but John's family lived in a small cabin. Tom had a lot to eat, but John had very little to eat.
John, I think your family needs a new house.
Yes, of course we do, but we are too poor.
Please let me help you build your new house. I've had good luck, and I want to share it with you.
Oh, thank you, Tom. You are a true friend.
Merrily, John and Tom walked through the forest. Then suddenly, they saw a bear. The bear also saw them. The bear ran towards them. John was a very fast runner. He ran as fast as he could. Quickly, he climbed a tree. He was safe. The bear could not get him now. Tom could not run away from the bear. He turned around and saw that the bear was very close.
It is no use. I am finished. The bear will eat me.
Suddenly, Tom got an idea. Bears do not eat dead people. So, Tom lay down on the ground. He held his breath. He tried to lie very, very still. The bear began to sniff Tom, but Tom did not move. The bear looked at Tom very closely, then licked him in the ear. Tom still did not move.
Oh, please don't eat me. Please, please, please. No dinner.
Finally, the bear walked away. John saw the bear walk away, so he ran up to John.
The bear did not eat you. No, he did not.
John was surprised. Tom did not look very happy.
Tom, you should be happy. The bear did not eat you. I guess so.
John was curious. He wondered why Tom was not happy. John began to think. Had the bear whispered something to Tom? Is that why Tom is upset?
Tom, what did the bear whisper in your ear? He said, "Your friend has run away. He is not a very good friend, is he?" I guess you are not a true friend, John.
Sadly, Tom walked away. John realized that he had not been a true friend. John was very sad and ashamed, but it was too late. He had lost his friend. Remember, a true friend will always help. The Three Brother Goats Gruff. Once upon a time, there were 3 goat brothers. Their last name was Gruff. The oldest goat was tall and fat. The youngest goat was very small. And the middle goat was very skinny.
I am hungry. Where's all the grass?
We ate it all.
Look over there. I see a hillside with a lot of grass. Let's go over there and eat.
The 3 goat brothers began to walk towards the bridge. But suddenly, the middle goat brother remembered the monster under the bridge.
Wait! I heard that a big monster lives under the bridge. He eats up everyone who tries to cross it. He will eat us too.
Oh no! I didn't know that such a monster lived there. I'm too scared to cross the bridge now.
The 2 younger goats began to shake and cry.
What can we do? There is no grass to eat.
Now, brothers, let's think. We don't have to be scared.
But how can I cross over the bridge safely? You are taller and stronger than me. You may escape, but I might be eaten.
Yes, you are taller and stronger than me. You can escape from him, but I might be eaten.
The 3 goats thought and thought.
I have an idea. Let's cross over the bridge one at a time. Each of you will tell the monster to eat the fatter and taller goat coming after you.
Then the monster will let me pass to wait for you. Then you will kill him, right?
That's right. Then I will kill him.
I hope this works.
The next day, the youngest goat walked slowly onto the bridge.
Who's that walking on my bridge?
I am the tiniest goat Gruff. I am very small.
The youngest goat's voice sounded very quiet because he was very scared.
No! Do not! Nobody can pass over my bridge! I will gobble you up!
Please don't eat me. I'm too little. Wait until my older brother comes. He's much fatter and taller than me. If you eat me, you will not taste the better food later.
He is fatter and taller than you? Well, you may pass then.
So the youngest goat ran across the bridge. A little later, the middle goat came to cross the bridge. He took a deep breath, then walked onto the bridge.
Who's that walking over my bridge?
I am the middle goat Gruff. I'm very skinny.
No, you're not. You are taller and fatter than your small brother. I will gobble you up.
Oh no! Please don't leave me. Look at me. I'm very skinny. Wait a little longer until my older brother comes. He's much fatter and taller than me. If you eat me now, you will not taste the better food later.
He is fatter and taller than you? Very well, then. You can go, too.
So the middle goat ran across the bridge too. The oldest goat arrived at the bridge. He was so heavy that the bridge creaked.
He is much taller and fatter than the other brothers. The other goats told me the truth. Roar! Who's that walking over my bridge? It's me! I am the oldest goat Gruff!
The oldest goat had a loud voice.
Roar! I've been waiting for you! You will be my dinner! Ha 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 ha! Go ahead and try. But I warn you, I have 2 spears. I can poke your eyes. And I can crush you!
However, the monster was not afraid. He walked up to the side of the bridge. The oldest goat poked the monster in his eyes with his horns. The oldest goat also hit him with his hard shoulders. Then the monster fell into the river and drowned.
Now everyone can cross over the bridge without fear. I told you two not to be afraid.
Yes, you were right. Let's cheer for our brother! Hooray! Hooray! Now we can go eat that delicious grass!
3 Goats Gruff happily went up the hillside to eat the delicious grass.
King Arthur and Excalibur.
King Arthur followed Merlin the magician into the forest of adventure. The forest was very quiet and beautiful.
Where are we going?
Arthur asked.
To the lake, my king.
Answered Merlin.
Will I find my sword there?
Merlin did not answer. He stopped when he got to the lake. The king stood and looked at the calm waters. Arthur had never seen such a beautiful lake in his life.
This is an enchanted lake, my lord.
explained Merlin. Suddenly, the waters began to move. Then from the center of the lake appeared a woman's arm. She was holding a magnificent and grand sword. The sword shone brightly in the sun.
Behold Excalibur, my lord! That is the name of the sword.
Merlin pointed.
Excalibur,
Repeated Arthur. Arthur stood up and walked toward the lake.
wait, my lord! It is not as easy as that.
Merlin warned.
The lady of the lake holds Excalibur in her hand. She will only give the sword to the one who it belongs to. Many brave knights have tried to get Excalibur for themselves. All of them have failed. They failed because Excalibur was not their sword. But I will not fail, for my heart tells me I am the owner of that great sword.
Arthur knew Excalibur belonged to him. As he reached out and touched the handle, the lady let go of Excalibur. Then her arm disappeared into the lake.
In my hand, I hold the most beautiful sword in the world, Excalibur. Excalibur will make England the mightiest country in history. It will make me the greatest king in the world.
King Arthur won many battles with Excalibur. As he had promised, England became the most powerful country in the world. King Arthur continued to fight and conquer all of England's enemies. However, there was trouble in Camelot. While Arthur was away fighting with Excalibur, Queen Guinevere fell in love with Arthur's best friend, Lancelot. When Arthur found out, he became very angry. Lancelot was forced into hiding, and Guinevere was thrown into prison by Arthur's guards. Problems also arose between the knights of King Arthur's Round Table. The knights began to have disagreements. Some of them became enemies, and the society of the Round Table came to an end. Soon after, England began to lose its battles. Many soldiers were killed or taken as captives. England needed its king, but the king was away on a different battle. He was searching for Lancelot in order to kill him. King Arthur had a son named Mordred, but Mordred did not like his father. He wanted to become the king of England. Mordred knew his father had become weak, so Mordred set off to capture and kill his father. After many days, Mordred found his father.
What brings you here, my son?
Arthur asked.
I have come to claim the throne as King of England,
Answered Mordred.
but I am still the king.
Said Arthur.
Not for long.
Said Mordred. Back in Camelot, Merlin the magician knew something terrible was going to happen. England was losing their battles. Now, the king and his son were fighting against each other. Merlin thought about Excalibur. He knew Excalibur was a special sword, but he also knew Excalibur had caused much pain and death.
Excalibur should never have left the lake. That is where it belongs.
Merlin said to himself. After his battle with his son, King Arthur rode back to the forest. He did not want to fight any more. King Arthur had lost all his friends, his wife, and now even his son was dead. He looked at Excalibur. Arthur threw Excalibur into the air. Suddenly, the lady's arm appeared from the water. She caught Excalibur in her hand and held it for a moment. Excalibur shined brightly and beautifully in the sun. Then it disappeared into the lake forever. No one knows what happened to King Arthur after that. Some believe King Arthur will return when England needs him again. Whatever may happen, the legend of King Arthur lives on.